Peace and blessing, everyone. This is a video response to Protein Views video, Peace and Love, Hypocrites, Just Be Positive. Well, your video actually brings up several issues for me. One is I will address, the question you put forth on whether your actions were correct or what someone would have done in the same position. And at the same time, I actually had to watch your video 3 times because as I went through the comments for your video, I started to think maybe I didn't fully understand what you had asked or what you said took place in the video. Because actually, and also in a way, your viewers, your regular viewers, in their comments, they attacked me, well, not directly because they don't know me, or they attacked my philosophy, he tried to say, and my way of thinking. I started the video, peace and blessing, everyone. That's how I start all my videos. I always try to think positive. I try to. But I am one that believes that truth is most important, that truth is God. So I always examine everything in truth. And when I don't know the absolute truth, well, then I adopt a belief. And that belief is basically a positive belief, a positive that's for everyone, for myself and everyone else included, which I call unequal belief. And so going through the comments, it was a lot of people saying that they don't understand people who think that way. They don't like people who think that way. They think those people are full of bullshit and this and that and another. And so in a way, I'm actually putting this forth so that your viewers, hopefully they watch this and they can let me know where it is I'm going wrong. Because like I said, that's my philosophy on life. I believe there is power in positive thinking. And at the same time, look, the truth is there's plenty of fucked up shit going on in this world, right? We know that. But a lot of it we can't do anything about. So the things that we can't do anything about, we can dwell on and think negative about it, or we can try to think positive about it. And maybe a positive mindset will have some effect, some force of effect. And at the same time, there's also the things that we do have an effect on. Once again, especially if we do have effect on something, if you can affect change, if you have the ability to do something, then to me, it seems like you will want to stay positive in moving forward and doing that. Now, the situation might be negative, but your thoughts in dealing with it, I think for the best will be positive. If you're going in a negative situation with negative thoughts, then I'm not sure how that helps. If you don't believe positively that you can affect change, then will you be able to? Because you don't, and just think this, in your everyday life at work, when you're dealing with the issue, do you go into the issue thinking, oh, I can't do this, this is beyond help, even though I have to do this? Or do you try to say, okay, I'm going to give my best effort, which is positive thinking, I'm going to give it my all, and hopefully it'll come out. Now, the truth is, it may not. Once again, the truth comes first. All right, the truth may dictate something else other than your positive thinking. But I think we all, at some point, go forth with positive thinking. If you don't, you're going to be unhappy at all times of your life. You're going to be a sad person. That is, if you, for one, relate to the pain and suffering of others in this world, and if your life isn't perfect. I don't know many people's lives whose life is perfect, but there are some. I mean, I'm sure there are some out there who are just overjoyed with their life, what's going on with them. Everything is good, but then again, that means that they aren't aware of, or they have apathy for the conditions of those outside them. At the least, if you look at the people outside of you, you look at the people in this world, this pain and suffering, that alone right there should be a weight upon your mind. So you try to think positive. So, like I said, I try to do this, and at the same time, being focused on truth, things get me down at times. I did a video several videos ago, and I told everybody out there, fuck you. Now after making this video and posting it, it bothered me. It bothered me because I told people, fuck you. But it was my true emotions at the time because of the issue that I feel is so fucked up that people couldn't see my point of view. Then I was saying, fuck you. And is that being a hypocrite? Is that going counter to me, giving this peace and love? I don't know. Can I be mad at the same time say I love you? When you love people, when you love people in your family, you get mad at them at sometimes, right? And you say things that may be hurtful. It's because you're angry, right? And sometimes you may go back and apologize. I'm not going to apologize. That's just how I felt. Because at the end of the day, I'm still going to tell you I love you. It's just that it's in my anger and the reasoning for whatever it is that's going on in this world for us not dealing with the truth. I believe we're not dealing with the truth of so many situations, and we aren't letting truth dictate things how we should live our life. Once again, it's like just my own opinion, my own ideologies, and I could be totally incorrect. And I always put that forth, that the things I believe, my belief of life, my philosophy, my ideology may be totally incorrect, may be totally wrong. But all I have to go off of is my own reality and how I am able to perceive things and think about things. So what else do I have? And I know that might be the same thing for almost everybody, and why we have all these different ideas, religions, ideologies, and that's the problem. And so I always try to focus on that when I'm dealing with people, when I'm bringing up things, and so that's part of having compassion and understand that the people, we are different, we are the same but different, and different and the same, and we never know what's going on up here and how things operate and why people are the way they are, mentally and physically, and we have all these outside forces of how people are brought up within their homes and communities and how they're affected. And there's so many things that goes into the human state and how we act that it's confusing and frustrating at times. And I try to remind myself of that. But at the same time, being that I am my own person in this world, and I can only go off about how I perceive things and how I see things and how I have this knowledge of things. I don't have anything else, and so I have to adopt myself, my own philosophy on how I believe things could be better. But I always try to temper that with truth. I always try to let truth come first. I try, and of course there's the issue of even knowing what truth is. And I'm talking about beyond subjective truth, beyond objective truth. I'm talking about an absolute truth. And I believe there is. And even that can be debated because some people say there is an absolute truth. But not to get all into that, but I always try to found everything I do on that. And I may fail it sometimes. I don't know, I may not. I try my best, and I believe I can honestly say that. And the truth is, maybe I'm not. And see, that's what I'm saying. I always try to fall back and go back to truth because I believe in it so much. So, like I said, I always try to get this positive spin. I always try to stay positive. Sometimes I'm going to go negative. So going back to my video, I thought about taking it down, but no, I'm not, because in doing that, I think that'd be more of a hypocrite than me keeping it up, because it's like I would be trying to hide something that may be a failing of mine, that might show my hypocrisy. If I was wrong in what I said in that video, and I try to take it down to keep it from being seen, so that I can only keep a video as I give a positive outlook, a positive spin on who I am, that's not being honest. That's not being truthful to you. And it's so important to me that I always try to be truthful to the people that are watching these videos, watching my videos, because I am trying to lead everyone who watches my videos in truth. So, and I said many times, I have many videos up here. Some of these I know I've made a fool of myself. I look stupid, I look ignorant, that's okay because it's who I am. And I'm trying to fully share with everyone out there in the world of who I am as I try to bring forth what I believe. And I try to, and so that's what I'm trying to do. So I'll leave it up there. And like I say, it bothered me, and it still bothers me because I think about it because of my harsh language. But it's going to be what it is. Some people are going to hate it. Some people are going to point out you're a hypocrite. Because then after I say fuck you, I tell them why. But you know I love you. Because I do. And even the concept of love itself is something to be debated about. What is love? When I say I love you, what I mean? Well, obviously, and there again, within the comments, there was somebody talking about somebody who says that they love everybody doesn't have love for anybody specifically, something like that. I am one that I say I love everyone. And what I mean by that, well, I'm not in love with everyone. I don't have this emotional feeling for everyone. I guess I don't. But I try to show love by way of actions. I believe in trying to bring happiness to everyone, trying to create a world where everyone can truly and fully live and not just survive. And I believe the truth is that the majority of us are just surviving. And look, I'm about to go off something else. But so, I'm about to lose my train of thoughts. So, like I said, I try to put forth what I believe is love. And once again, I could be incorrect in what love is. But once again, I only have what I perceive to be love. And I watch plenty of videos, I read, and so I try to get a grasp of love, a truth, a belief, but then I still only am able to fall back on my own understanding of things. Right? So I am who I am, and that's all I can be. That's all that anyone can be. So if at times I am a hypocrite, if the truth is that's what I am, then the truth is that's what I am. Maybe we all are hypocrites at times. Maybe that's just our nature. Maybe it falls down to, the opposite things, the duality things, that you're going to be positive and negative. Maybe I can't help it. Maybe no one can help it. I try not to be a hypocrite within, that full negative aspect of it. I try not to say one thing and do another. I try. So with me saying that I love you, putting forth love, and then turn around and cuss you out, is being hypocrite. Well, that's just gonna be what it is. Like I said, it's my anger. It's like an adult, a parent being mad at the child. You spank your child for them doing something wrong, for going against your rules, but you still love them. All right, and so I believe the same thing, in my opinion. Now, directly to what you were saying, Potent View, about if what someone was done in your shoes and dealing with your friend. Like I said, I had to watch three times because, I think I was thinking something totally counter to what most of your comments are saying. For one, your friend said think positive, okay? He was telling you to think positive. And it seems like from the outset that you weren't accepting of what he's putting forth. Now, you said, and you had mentioned about, that y'all been friends for a while and you know him, and it seems like what he put forth was counter than what you've known his personality to be beforehand. And so I wonder if your own history with him, if you weren't accepting of what he's saying because you were being biased, or you were judging him for what he may have been in the past, and so you didn't believe him. You didn't believe him what he's putting forth now, because in essence you were thinking, this ain't even you. You're being fake. This can't be you. So I'm not even going to accept what you're putting forth. So you had adopted maybe a prejudice against him because of what he was before. And so, like I said, from the get-go, it seemed like you weren't accepting. And so that right there may have caused a problem from the get-go. because he could have been totally honest. And it seems like you're saying that he wasn't being honest, that he was being dismissive of what you were saying. Was he? And and going back to the thinking of being positive can, change things and have an effect on things around you. Um, oh, what it is, it always depends on the situation. Now, I don't know what it was that you were bringing forth to him. Was it valid in him saying that? Is it something that you could actually use to affect change? And I give example. If you were brought to him and said, "Well, there's this guy I work don't like me, came up to me and punched me in my eye. What am I supposed to do about it?" Well, if he says, "Well, just think positive," well, that's probably not going to do anything. In that situation, that specific situation, he should have been like, "Well, go back and kick his ass or call the police or something like that." And so it all depends. But so I think that that determines the validity of what he was saying. If it was something like that. But otherwise, I would think that you would have to accept what he puts forth at face value, that he is trying to be genuine in what he put forth, and that he isn't being dismissive. But maybe he is. We weren't there. The people watching the video and what you said happened. We weren't there to fully see what happened. So maybe you perceived it wrong. Once again, it could be in your prejudice and biases of who he was, who you known him to be, and so you weren't accepting, and so you automatically believe that he's being dismissive. Maybe that was his personality in the past, that he was a dismissive person, and so you figuring, well, he's just doing the same thing now. And so then you're going to say, well, then he turns around and comes to you soon after, and he's, now he's bitching, complaining. And then I found it interesting that you said that he was doing it more than you did. Now, is that the truth, that he was doing more than you did? Because you mentioned that, when y'all was getting a conversation, that you, and I quote, you said it got into, some deep issues, and you had a lot of things to say about it. So did he really do it more than you? And why would you point out or feel that he bitched more than you? Is that to give you the right to then turn around and judge him for him doing something that you feel was counter what he had put forth to you? So all that being said, when he did come to you, then once again, this will have to go back to you accepting what he put forth. For me, I would have said, well, for me naturally, I would say the same thing to him if it applied and trying to stay positive. But if it didn't, then I'll go back and remind him. I said, well, remember what you said, try to think positive, and not doing it in a sense of being a smartass and throwing it back at him, but maybe he just need to be reminded. Maybe he is trying to change who he was and try to take this different outlook on life. And once again, at times things get us down. The weight of this world in our life can get us down and make us do things that can be looked at as being hypocritical. So it may have been actually a good thing as being a true friend, and we can get into what it really means to be a friend, and saying, hey, remember what you told me. Try to think positive. Try to look the same way as you was guiding me, and remember that. Because like I said, maybe he just need to be reminded. Maybe, what it was that's bothering him took him out of his mindset, which he just may be currently trying to work on and trying to be. Try to understand, why did he say that? And so that could be another thing. When he put forth to you being positive, and maybe just think that you didn't it was a thing that you didn't understand it. And that maybe you just needed more clarity, and that you didn't seek to get more clarity on why it is he was saying what he was saying, and how to exactly apply those things that he's putting forth. So it's all that involved. So ultimately, you did what you did. You just listened and took it. And if that's what you chose to do, then that's what you chose to do. And it could have been the right thing, or the correct thing, or the best thing, or the thing in truth to do. But in all issues, there's so many paths that we can take, but we should always focus on truth. All right, God bless. Peace and love.